So, I thought I would make this video today because I feel like there's a shift, especially with younger artists or with people who are kind of starting and getting into art and getting into the art space and finding out their niche, finding out their style, finding out what they like about art, what they don't like about it. They're learning their processes, the fundamentals, the foundations, all of these things. And I just feel like somewhere along the line, we get lost and we focus on everything, especially now, we focus on everything except for art. So, for the rest of this video, I'm going to be drawing something while talking about this to show you that you should actually be focusing on drawing, not just the talking aspect, like what I'm doing now. Very hypocritical, but hear me out. I feel like someone still needs to talk about the fact that what we talk about on certain topics is kind of silly. Excuse me. But the point that I'm trying to say is that we are focusing too much on everything else going on that we forgot to just pick up a piece of paper, just get creating, just focus on what you're doing. We are so focused, like, yes, everything impacts everything. I understand that politically, economically, whatever you want, your morals, your values, your religion, everything impacts you in some way. You cannot work in isolation and not have anything affect you. That makes sense. I understand that. What I don't understand is why you have to fixate on certain things, why you have to choose to make it known that you don't like this, or you constantly put it out there that this annoys you. We need our voices to be heard on certain topics, certain things like AI, I can understand. We should use the power that we have to kind of dictate, not dictate, but you can't change the world. That's just, you can't change the way that the world operates, but you can change yourself. You can change the way that you do things, the way that you operate. You can transform yourself and transform your piece of the world, let's say. You can transform that property, that square that's yours, that piece that you've got. You can transform that. You are in control of that. But you can't focus on everything else, and then the last thing that you talk about, the last thing that you focus on at the end of the day or whenever, or the last thing that you always come back to is drawing. Like, why are we putting drawing last? Why are we trying to be everything else in the world, doing everything when you're supposed to be an artist? Like, gone are the days of people that were so shit at everything else, but when they drew, they were absolutely outstanding. They were amazing because that's what they focused on. That's what they did. Yeah, you can ask them to go be a construction worker. You can ask them to go do these things. And yes, nowadays life is more demanding, so most artists have to have either normal jobs or the ones they some of the lucky ones where they can do jobs that are more either in the art industry or in similar adjacent industries. That makes sense. That's fair. But for me, it's more the act of using the time that you have to focus on things that aren't your art projects, aren't your where your fascinations should lie. Like, go talk about movies, series, shows, anything you want to, sure. Like, everyone has freedom of speech. I'm not saying that you can only speak about specific things. That's not what I'm trying to get forward here, to push forward. But what I'm trying to say is that stop focusing on so much bullshit, so much fluff. Oh yeah, they draw like this. Oh yeah, like, say what you want about AI. Say what you want about all of these things. You still gotta come back to your desk, bro. You still gotta draw. And this is why people start tossing around like, oh, burnout. Oh, I feel like this. You're doing this too much every day about everything else, and you're not taking that energy and you're putting it into drawing. Like, draw something at least. Like, how many times a day do you focus on, like, just take a mental note? How many things do you do in a day? And how many things do you talk about or focus on that don't really affect you in that day? Make a list of both and just put it together and compare it. And honestly, ask yourself, like, because the results happen with what you do. You want to change that place, that part where you exist, where you are. You want to change the space. Sorry, by all means, go and do it. By all means, try and make a change in the way that you feel you can make a change. But we're so focused on everything else. Nowadays, we want to be, like, maybe I should make a different video on this, but nowadays, you want to be so involved in every other aspect. We kind of forgot that the reason why we do 9 to 5s as artists is to fund the art. The reason why we do the business side of things, we become entrepreneurs. The reason why we try to become really knowledgeable about the finance, the tax, the all of these things, whatever, is not so you can become one of these gurus. It's not so you can become, let me sell you my course. Let me teach you how to do this. Like, it's so that you can focus on the art. I've only ever wanted to progress my business, or I'm being very positive by very like very generous to myself by calling it a business. But I've only ever considered my steps in my art journey, the business side of things, as a business, because I want my stuff to be seen everywhere. I want more people to view it. I want more people to feel like they can have it in their homes. I want to be known worldwide as an artist. And I think that's a good goal. I think that's a good dream to have. But I don't want to be known worldwide as someone who sells art, necessarily, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to be someone, oh yeah, yeah, I got it on a t-shirt for you, I got it on a keychain, I got it on whatever, whatever. You just becoming like a merch store. You becoming a you're just becoming a normal store. I thought this was about the art, like gallery vibes. And I'm sure this is a bit everywhere, and I'm sure this doesn't like fully make sense to everybody. And it's a little bit like, oh, but you need to do certain things to survive as an artist. You got to take certain opportunities that you can get. You got to find ways to sell, ways to do things. I firmly believe that if your work is good, it will open doors. And I like these things that I also need to work on. That's why I'm not exactly by some crazy studio doing amazing work. I'm hustling. I'm trying to move things. I'm trying to do things, right? But I always feel like people forget that this is about the art. It's about making it center to everything. You as an artist. It's like I'm not trying to turn into a full on like business guy. I'm not trying to turn into an influencer or a guru. I will always be an artist. I will always be at my desk and drawing. I will always focus on that. That's the most important thing. I can give you my opinions. I can give you my models, my values, my traditions, what I like, what I don't like. I can say fuck this, shit that, whatever. It doesn't matter. Though when it comes to the paper, what you gonna do? So it's like, imagine imagine you go to a store, right? And this guy's talking up this artwork. He's like, yeah, and this is so cool because it does this and it does that and whatever. And artwork shit. What's the point of you having all that sales knowledge, of you working up this artwork, doing whatever, if it's not even that good, if it doesn't sell, if people don't like it, what's the point of you going jumping through all these hoops if you don't have a good body of work, if you don't have something to present, if you don't have something that people can look at and it can start a conversation and it can be interesting and original, or something that's like, yo, like wow, like this guy really did that. And that's why I feel like people get it so mixed up that they want to do everything in reverse. You want the satisfaction of what comes after drawing, before drawing. You want the satisfaction of the results of what it could present to you and give you, the opportunities that you could gain. So I find it ridiculous that we kind of shift our focus to other meaning, like not even that it's meaningless, but just other conversations, other things. We let time pass and we do all of these things that just fill empty space where you could just be drawing, dude. You could just be working on those artworks, that stuff that you avoid. You could just be drawing. It's so flippin' easy. It's like, think for a second. Do you think that Van Gogh, that Pablo Picasso, that any artist from back then, I will always mention them, but it's like, do you think for a second that Michelangelo, that any of those artists, if they started a podcast, if they did social media, if they started a TikTok, if they did all of these things, right? Do you think that they would produce what they're able to produce still? If they started selling their courses and started talking and focusing on the business side more than the art side, do you think they would do as well? Do you think they would have the countless hours that they poured into that artwork? The countless hours that they sat and stared at those things, um, things meaning paper, rock, whatever that they were trying to create, where they were trying to um, to see, to envision, to figure out the creativity behind it, fine tuning their process, mastering the art. Do you think they would be able to master those things if they were focused on every other worldly thing? So I feel like the main point of this video is focus on as little as you can possibly focus on. Focus only on the things that affect you every single day, that really affect you, and take all of that other energy, all of that other effort, how you feel, whatever. Like, it's okay to feel how you feel, it's okay to say what you want to say, but take that energy and actively put it into drawing instead of actively putting it every other place, and you draw 1 hour a day. That's just the truth, man.